Bro, this Western Conference is so stacked. We now have 2 coaches that have gotten canned and now a GM. And this one's even more surprising than Taylor Jenkins. Michael Malone, championship coach for the Nuggets, as well as Calvin Booth, the GM. They're both gone with like 3 games left until the playoffs. What, 10 years Malone in Denver? I mean, definitely one of the longest tenured guys in the league. Similar to when the Grizzlies did this to Taylor Jenkins. I mean, they've won 2 in a row now, but whatever. The Nuggets, they've lost 4 in a row. Energy has not been good, even as Jokic just puts up unreal numbers. I think the big things for this team this year, where they could still technically get to 50 wins, but they'd have to win the rest of their games, has been they're bad when Jokic is on the bench, which granted that's been a thing forever with this team. And the defense has not been good. And some of that is on Jokic, no doubt. I mean, the defensive scheme they run, I mean, this has been talked about to death, including by me, but they run a defensive scheme that makes it to where Jokic doesn't have to be a rim protector as much. High up on screens, the whole thing, right? But that requires more rotations on the back end. Aaron Gordon being in and out of the lineup has not helped this. I mean, for full context, the starting 5 that they would like to have has only played 24 games this year. They got a defensive rating of 114, which is pretty much middle of the pack. Still a plus 10 in that lineup because the offense goes crazy. The rotations and all that have not been as sharp. And also, Jokic has not been as good defensively this season anyway. And then you take into account that they've just lost perimeter defenders over the years of Bruce Brown and KCP. Yeah, I know Christian Brown's still here. But I'm guessing the ownership group, who I'm assuming that this is from, I don't know who else has the power to fire the GM, said to themselves, okay, so Jokic is basically holding this entire thing up, right? Which, like, yeah, we all knew that, but I guess you needed an extended time of disappointing or just bad basketball to finally push the button. Now, of course, Jamal Murray's had his injury stuff at mostly the beginning of this year. His numbers now reflect a normal Jamal Murray season, although he's not playing right now. And so I'm guessing the Nuggets ownership group told themselves, well, Jokic is going to keep carrying the offense no matter who our coach is. So it's the coach's job to figure out the minutes when he's not on the court, figure out the defense, all that stuff. Oh, we suck at all that? Okay, you know what? Let's do this and maybe light a fire under the team with very few games left in the whole thing. I do wonder how Jokic and Murray will react to this whole thing. I mean, like, they're going to do what they do on the court. Jokic is probably going to average, like, 35, 15, and 15 the rest of the way or something. Again, Murray's missing games right now. He's got to come back. But, I mean, they were with Michael Malone for a long time, man. And to be clear, I'm not suggesting real drastic stuff here. I'm more so saying they're human. This could freak them out for like a week. I don't know. And then as far as Calvin Booth, the GM, I mean, again, we know lost perimeter defenders. If you go down their recent transactions, the Dario Saric signing, it just sticks out like a sore thumb, man. I mean, it was bad on impact. The guy was unplayable. Now, if what I'm reading is right, I believe they signed Saric on the same day that their draft pick, Deron Holmes, tore his Achilles, and he's a big guy. May have been a response to that, may not have been. Best wishes, Deron Holmes. Regardless, the Saric signing was just bad, right? And when you are where the Nuggets are at, where you have committed financially to most of your championship core, you really got to nail the little stuff. Now, the Westbrook signing has gone better. We know his chemistry with Jokic. We know how teams are going to guard him or not guard him in the playoffs. And then after that, you look at Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther, Jalen Pickett. Do we 100% trust these guys in a playoff series? I mean, you can see the positive or negative swing on all of them. Like with Strawther, it's he goes nuts from 3. With Watson, it's he's a help defender and he's good enough from 3. But I don't know. I mean, Jokic is probably going to have to play like 44 minutes a game in the playoffs. Zeke Naji's been giving him some minutes lately if you care about that. So yeah, David Adelman is taking over in the short term for Michael Malone. We'll see what ends up happening in the offseason there. And then as far as whoever ends up taking over this front office, Christian Brown's contract coming up soon. Saric has a player option. He's going to accept that. So you got to just keep looking at that decision. I don't know why he would decline it, but who knows. And then after that, you are going to give your pick this year to the Magic. And then after that, you are going to give a future pick to the Thunder. So you do have like a small window where you at least will have a pick, but I don't know if you can just start trading picks like anything. I mean, luckily for them, this Jokic, Murray, MPJ, Gordon, we'll put Brown in here now, core, is not old in NBA terms. Jokic is 30, everybody else is in their mid to late 20s, or Brown is 23. So they do have some time, but again, they can't just like make any move they want. And some of that is because they don't have an obvious tradable contract. Like all of the contracts that they could use in a deal are guys who matter to them. So that's tough. Anyway, as far as a couple of their recent games, so you had the Warriors loss. Jamal Murray did not play. Felt like they really needed him in this one because the Warriors had them in hell with turnovers. I mean, 25 turnovers. And if it wasn't for a Jokic third quarter stretch of making like 3 or 4 threes over Draymond, the score would have been even worse. But if I had one play to sum it up, it was like Jokic gets the ball in the post, Draymond and Buddy Hield double him. And then like Moody and Steph close out to Christian Brown and MPJ. MPJ loses the ball trying to drive on Steph, and then they get the ball back, and then Draymond switches onto Christian Brown and just like knocks it out of his hands, basically. It was just doubles and pressure and execution and Jimmy stripping it from behind on whoever. And then there was their loss to the Pacers they just had. So when Jokic entered the game in the fourth quarter, they were down 7. Not ideal, but that's how things go for this team. Again, Jamal Murray not playing. And they do still turn it into a nail-biter late. They just kind of have a, if not disastrous, then pretty bad last like 2 minutes where there's like 3 different turnovers. One that's Pickett's fault, one that's honestly just a bad pass from Jokic, and one that was a really good defensive play by Halliburton where if he doesn't get it, Jokic has an open lane, but okay, he jumped the pass, he got it. But I thought the real big story of that game, besides Jokic going crazy, Christian Brown making basically every shot he attempted, was the Pacers were too comfortable going at the Nuggets pick-and-roll defense because, like I say, it's Jokic mostly at the level of the screen, and then it's either Turner getting open for a 3 on a pick and pop, or Turner getting into the middle of the floor, and then it's a swing to, I don't know, Obi or Nesmith or Nemhard, or Obi getting open on the back line for a lob, or Turner just getting open at the rim because maybe the Pacers would make like one swing pass, which forces Aaron Gordon to initially like help from the corner, but then he has to go back to the corner, so now Jokic has to get back to the rim, but he's a little too slow, stuff like that. Or them just being freaked out by Miles Turner's shooting to the point where the second they run the screen, like MPJ rotates over to him, and so then it's Nesmith very, very wide open in the corner. I mean, they really nailed that defense in the championship run, especially against the Suns. Again, they had more good perimeter defenders then. So yeah, that is about all I've got, man. Shout out Michael Malone, 10 years, championship, was part of one of the greatest nights of NBA Twitter ever when they beat the Clippers in Game 7. Wild stuff. Anyway, we'll know their round 1 opponent pretty soon. They're hoping it's not the Wolves.